We're joined by the director of Tejas Networks, Mr. Gururaj Deshpande. Sir, you are a venture capitalist and a mentor in the IT space, and as you know, the landscape is slowly shifting from IT services and BPOs to data excellence. So in that context, how do you see Indian companies adapting to the new business model and to the new digital environment?
Yes, I think it's an amazing opportunity ahead of us because I left India in 1973 after IIT Madras, and so most of the companies I built were in US, and they're all technology product companies. India has done an amazing job in terms of IT services companies. As a result, we have mastered a lot of technologies. So the next wave of companies in India will be companies that use this capability in technology to do products and also use those products to offer new services, whether it's in telecom or healthcare or education or agriculture or any of these things. And I've always been an entrepreneur who's built product companies. So I'm very proud that, even though it's taken a long time because this company started in the year 2000, that the founding team has hung together, worked so hard to really show how a successful product company can be built in India. And I'm hoping that it will inspire a lot of other entrepreneurs to do other amazing things in this country.
So on the IT space at large, how do you see the Indian IT growing, or what do you think would be the IT industry of the future per se?
So what's happening is that, I've been on the board of MIT. I live in Boston, and I've been on the board of MIT now for the last 17 years. And I see the innovation in the basic technologies, whether it's nanotechnology or semiconductors and so on. And so the amount of computing power that we'll continue to have is going to be more and more and more. The speed at which we communicate will be faster and faster and faster. And so a lot of the things are going to get digitized, and you collect data on everything, and that's the big data. And when you analyze those data, you get a lot of insights into what's going on. So as a result of that, there's an opportunity to restructure a lot of the industries. You can make things more efficient, you can make things more readily available. Shared economy is a very big concept which now is used in everywhere. And so a lot of it really boils down to making better use of the assets so that you save the environment, so that you can look after the environment, you don't abuse the earth. And so I think the opportunities are just boundless, and the world is going to change in a very dramatic way over the next 30 years. And that change in the past was primarily led by US in terms of technology. Okay. But now there's an opportunity for everybody to participate because the barrier to get technology to participate in this new wave has come down quite a bit. And so India is in a very unique place because I would say of the 1.2 billion people, we probably have 1%, which is 12 million people that are second to none in the world in terms of whether it's journalism or engineering or medicine or accounting. So you have a huge number of people who are globally competitive in every aspect.
Correct. So coming to investments, if you could, tell us, you've always been engaged with the technology product space. So what would be the other areas that one could look at in terms of, IT businesses, and what could be the focus areas then for the businesses themselves?
Well, I think if you're in retail, you'll have to redo your supply chains. So it's a question of which aspect of the slice you want to participate in, and it will be specialized. People who do technology products should not be in the service business because you lose the focus.
Okay.
People who are in the service business, they should focus more and more on service. They may do some technology, but mostly only when it gives them the competitive advantage.
Are you saying diversification would be a deterrent then for the IT industry?
Well, no. I mean, if you look at all the companies in US, they're all highly specialized because it's a very competitive business, it's a large business and very competitive business. So you have to retain your competitive edge. So you don't diversify just for the sake of diversification if you want to compete globally, because you have to be best in the world in terms of what you do in that particular segment. So you diversify only it gives you a competitive advantage. For example, Google builds its own servers because the server building technology got commoditized, and so they get an advantage by doing that. But they're not in the business of selling servers, right? So there's sometimes technologies that become commodity and become useful for you to get your competitive advantage. But you have to be very clear in terms of what's the business that you're in and do things that give you the competitive edge to do that business. You don't sort of say, let me also do real estate, let me also do this, let me also do this, because you can't do that in a highly competitive businesses.
So you talked about the ample opportunities that are there in India when it comes to, IT expansion or say experimenting with digital technologies. What are the challenges then that you've been seeing when it comes to a country like India?
Well, I think, for example, Tejas, whenever you're the first time to do something, credibility is a big thing. India is used to importing technology from other countries. So in the very early stages, they couldn't even believe that within India, you could actually master technology and do products. And then slowly, they were very comfortable. India was very comfortable buying products from Indians who had gone to US and built companies and developed products there. But they were not comfortable buying technology from Indians in India who are equally competent and build products even better than what those guys were doing. And so a lot of it is, I think, country getting its own pride in terms of its own capabilities of solving a lot of these problems.
Correct.
There is still a big premium for what people get imported, right? I mean, it's slowly going away, it's diminishing, but I think the number one, and it's a responsibility on both sides. It's a responsibility on entrepreneurs to continue to build high quality, highly functional, very relevant products that people can really use, and for the consumers to slowly start buying into it. And then the governments and everybody else. I mean, obviously they're promoting a lot of Make in India, Digital India, Startup India, and so on. But it's the responsibility of the entrepreneurs to take advantage of those opportunities and to showcase and build things that will gain credibility for that whole segment.